So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the entire process of importing a car through us. And that means we are going to be sourcing a car for you.
Right. Driver Motorsports is going to be sourcing a car for a client, okay? And the reason I use the word client is because a customer is someone that buys something from you, and a client is someone who uses a service by you.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay, so a client will, number one, contact either Dan or myself and say, hey, I want to buy an RX-7. Okay, and then we start the process from there. Typically,
the process will start out with a deposit. Typically, it's around 10% of the estimated landed price of a vehicle. So in this instance, we're going to use an RX-7, and we estimated that to be around $40,000. So looking at about a $4,000 deposit to get us started. So once we have a deposit from you, I will get you in contact with Chris, and he will be your main point of reference moving forward, and we will start looking for a vehicle.
Once you're in contact with me and we have your deposit, we start the search. And with that search, I'm going to be sending you images of cars that are at auction or at dealers in Japan. And then we decide, okay, it's at an auction, you decide we want to go for this car. Okay, Chris, go for it, I like this one. All right, so then I'm going to get more information on that particular vehicle. Hopefully we can get more pictures of the underside of the vehicle, engine bay, things of this nature, and then we can make a more informed decision on how much we actually want to bid on that vehicle.
And that's something that a lot of people ask us is, do you guys have inspectors that you work with in Japan? And we do. We've got, it's really easy, and I tell this to people all the time, that our inspectors really know what we're looking for at this point. So it's really a thumbs up, thumbs down situation if that's a car that we want to be purchasing, because they know the quality of vehicles that we want, and it's really easy at this point for us to, to know what we're looking for.
Yeah, they know that we've been working with them for years now, so they understand that we want nice vehicles and no rust. I mean, basically that's the biggest thing we look for is vehicles that are not rust. All right, so once we win a car at auction, you send us the remainder of the money for that vehicle at that point in time. And then we then forward that to our broker in Japan to pay for the vehicle and set up shipping and get it on its way here to the United States.
And that's one of the biggest questions that we get all the time is, do I need to have the money up front when I start the source process? And the answer is yes, because it could be a one-day situation where you place a deposit and then the exact car you're looking for comes across the block and we can buy it that day. Or it could be 2-3 months from now, just depending on how specific we get for what you're sourcing. So a lot of people are like, is financing an issue that way? We have a ton of lenders that have no problem lending for processes like this. It's essentially a personal loan, but it works out well for this sort of process. So after we have ultimately won that car at auction or dealer in Japan, we need to get it set up for shipping to get here to the US. So most of the time, we're going to need to transport that car from that auction house or that dealer to a specific port in Japan.
Right. So it depends on where the car was at auction and where it was won from, okay? So if it's Tokyo or Yokohama, there's no extra charge to get it to the port because the port is literally right there, okay? But we might win it from some smaller auction in the middle of nowhere, okay? They still have boondocks in Japan, okay? And we're gonna have to move it from there to port. And that price can be increased also if it's a very low vehicle. It has to be transported down on a flatbed. So that can range anywhere from $100 to $500, depending on where it is and what type of vehicle it is.
Gotcha.
Okay, so, and then at that point, it's a ro-ro vessel that it is loaded onto at port, okay? And ro-ro stands for roll on, roll off. So it's not being put, the cars aren't being put into containers or anything like that. Onto the ship, strap it down. When it gets here to port in Virginia, it gets unstrapped and taken off the ship and put at the port there for us to pick up. Also, you need to know that we take care of everything as far as customs is concerned, and EPA, National Highway Transportation Safety Board, all that. We take care of everything, okay? So you will be given a Virginia title, and then you can title that vehicle in any state in the United States with that Virginia title. Just know California, you got extra CARB rules. That's the California Air and Resource Board. It's a pain in the butt. Look into it. It's different than anywhere else in the country. So
thanks, California.
Yeah, always California. So we handle everything for you. We make it easy. All you need to know is your car's gonna come to us and you're gonna be able to pick it up from here, or we can have it shipped to your door, and you'll have all the paperwork you need to get it titled in your state.
So at this point, the car has cleared customs and it has finally arrived at our shop on the trailer. So once we get it off the trailer, we're gonna give it a good clean wash to give us a good look at the car. Interior and exterior engine bay, getting all the road grime and ocean grime, salt water and all of that off of it. Just giving it a good clean wash so that we can really see what we're working on.
Yeah.
So from there, we clean the interior, so vacuum, wipe down all the surfaces, get any dust and debris off of that. The exterior, same sort of process.
We literally wash the engine bay.
Yeah.
We do, we wash the engine bay.
Yeah. From there, we get it into the shop and we are gonna get it up on the lift. With any of the vehicles that we're gonna be sourcing for you or for our clients, we're gonna go ahead and do an oil change. That's important. Might as well just do an oil change. We're gonna check the engine health. We're gonna do a compression test, and that also means we're gonna be replacing the spark plugs. And then we go bumper to bumper on the car, looking over every system of the vehicle, looking for lights. Are all the lights working? Are they not? We're going over the suspension, the brakes, the underside of the chassis.
Tires. Check how old are the tires? Are they dry rotted? Most of them are.
Yeah.
Just a warning, they mostly are.
Yeah. And then once we have that all squared away, we'll get it some fresh gas as well. Make sure that it's running correctly.
See if there's any warning lights on the dash, anything like that.
Yeah.
At that point, we hand it off to Ed, okay? He's our general manager, and he will take the car on a test drive.
All right, so now that we've gotten the car washed, we've gotten it all checked in, checked all the suspension, we've checked the compression, we've changed the spark plugs. Now's the fun part. We get to go on a test drive. All right, we're nice and warmed up. She's been running for about 10 minutes. Definitely a good idea to let your FDs warm up before you just go drive them. What kind of stuff are you looking for? All right, so normally when I pull out, I just nice and slow. Normally because the gas is still crappy from Japan. Go up to the gas station, get some gas first thing. First thing I'm noticing, it's a little bumpy. So the tires are probably a little older. There's a little bit of slop in the shifter. The alignment feels good. The brakes feel good. Always got to check the brakes before you have to stop. And now we're going to brake all the necks of the gas station. This is a seafoam. It really just it helps dry up bad gas. Any crap that's in the tank, any crap that's in the fuel lines, because you have to remember this car has been sitting for the last 2 months on a ship coming across the ocean. So definitely water can be in the tank, so this will dry up any of that garbage. We put however many ounces of gallons that I put in, whatever that ratio is. Here I put about 8 gallons in, so we're gonna put half a can in. I've gotten gas. It's definitely up to temp now. We're gonna go cruise around the loop. I'll show you a couple of things that I normally check out. You have to leave the gas station a little faster than normal because you're in an RX-7. Alright, so now that I'm going down the road, checking to make sure the blower motor works, heat works. It blows cool air, the AC line's disconnected, or was disconnected. But check the windows, that one's good, that one's good. Check the interior lights. Yep. Man, as much of a pain in the butt as this thing is to get into, it is pretty dang comfy once I'm in here. I normally get on it a little bit at leaving that stoplight, just to feel it out, make sure there's no weird hiccups or anything. Then I'll feel the suspension out in these corners a bit. Let's make sure I do a little pull, just to make sure everything feels good, especially with these stock turbo RX-7s. You have the little turbo feeding the bigger turbo, and sometimes the bigger turbo doesn't come on because there's a vacuum line or a check valve or a solenoid that craps out, or the vacuum lines come undone. So I always just like to make sure that both turbos are spinning on RX-7s, because you can definitely feel it when they're not. But this one feels great. I really want an RX-7.
And then that's where the process can go two different ways. One could be, we can give you a list of all the notes that we found, any exterior imperfections, any mechanical things that might need to be addressed. The list goes on, and you can choose to fix what you would want and have us do that for you. Mm-hmm. Or you could do that yourself. And a lot of people that go the sourcing route would prefer to do that in the first place.
Point, you've either told us that you want us to fix the issues or you don't want us to fix the issues. If you want us to fix the issues, we're gonna do that first, and then it's gonna go to detail, okay? And the same thing, if you don't want us to fix it, it's gonna go to detail.
Full detail process is exactly that. It's a full detail process. So we're going from exterior to interior. On the paint correction side of things, some paints may require a cut or a two-stage process if you're old school, or just a polish. But we start that with a wash, a clay bar, a de-ironizing if we need to. And that includes going over all the trims on the exterior, the glass, the handles, wax as well. The entire exterior gets done. Polishing of the headlights, all the little chrome pieces, all of that gets touched.
I mean, it is a complete detail. It's something you would pay, I don't know, $1,000, $1,500 for, honestly, somewhere else if you took it somewhere to get your car detailed. Mm-hmm. This is how detailed we are at detailing. Okay, so
on the interior, you're talking about vacuuming, wiping down all the surfaces, and then using a finishing product detailer on those. Steam cleaning if necessary, most of the time it is. Cleaning out every part of the interior, wiping out the jams, cleaning all the seals, detailing and cleaning and polishing the engine bay. Everything gets detailed on these cars.
Okay, so once the detailing is finished, we have to settle up. So we'll figure out what the final price of everything is by tallying up the duties and taxes and our fee, and then we settle up with that amount, and then you can either come pick up the vehicle or we can ship the vehicle to your door. So that concludes the import process of Driver Motorsports sourcing a car for you.
All right, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. We've been wanting to make this video for quite some time because we do get a lot of questions about the process itself. So we just hope that you guys understand that if we do source a car for you, that all the legwork and all the hard work has been done for you. You're going to get a clean Virginia title, and all the import documentation has already been done. And that at the end of this, you know exactly what kind of car you're getting, what issues may be there, if none. So that's it.
That's it.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, so I did tons of research,
Yeah.
months and months of research, searching every importer in the country. There's a reason I came to you guys. You guys are clearly the most trustworthy guys in the game, and everything shows that. I mean,
Awesome, man. Thank you. Appreciate
you guys have no negative reviews anywhere, and you're getting a super positive review from me. I mean, I will refer anyone and everyone to you guys.
You're gonna put it on Google?
Absolutely. Oh, I'll put it everywhere. I'll put it everywhere for you guys.